Hello everyone, welcome back to AeroHub and welcome to the series of lectures in GATE Aerospace. And in the previous lecture, we discussed about continuous system and it was a short summary. And I told in the last lecture, we will be solving GATE problems which is based on continuous system. Okay, so this question was asked in GATE 2009 and this is a common data question. And you can see that the partial differential equation for the torsional vibration of a shaft of length L, torsional rigidity G into J, that is nothing but the product of shear modulus and polar moment of inertia per polar moment of inertia, and the mass polar moment of inertia of unit length capital I is. Okay, if you remember the last lecture, we have the governing equation as well as general solution. We discussed about the governing equation, we discussed about the general solution, and also we discussed about standard natural frequencies for standard boundary conditions. Okay, I'll be providing the link of the previous lecture in the description box, so you can check out that. And this is the governing equation for the torsional vibration of a shaft. Okay, so I into dou square theta, where theta is nothing but the angle of twist. Dou square theta by dou t square is equal to torsional rigidity, that is G into J, dou square theta by dou x square. Okay, so they have this common data. Okay, and they have asked two questions. The first question, if the shaft is fixed at both ends, the boundary condition are. Okay, the first question is, if the shaft is fixed at both ends, the boundary condition are. Okay, you have to understand, we have a shaft of length L. This is the shaft of length L, and this shaft is fixed at both the end. Okay, and this shaft is fixed at both the end. Okay, when the shaft is fixing at both the end, we have to understand this is the torsional load applying. The value of angle of twist theta at both the end will be equal to 0. Okay, when we are fixing the shaft at both ends, the value of angle of twist will be equal to 0 at both the end. Okay, here is your option. Option A, dou theta by dou x at x is equal to 0, that is the initial position, is equal to 0, and dou theta by dou x at x is equal to L is equal to 0. Okay, and option B, theta of 0, that is at one end, is equal to 0, and theta of L, that is at the other end, that is equal to 0. Okay, so this equation, that this option will be the correct answer, because the value of theta, that is angle of twist, will be equal to 0 for both the end. Okay, so this is the correct answer, and we can look at the other option, dou theta by dou x, that is nothing but the shear strain. Okay, there will be some amount of strain at the end. Okay, so it does, if theta is equal to 0, it doesn't mean that the shear strain is equal to 0 for both the end. There will be some amount of shear strain at both the end. Okay, so C, the option C is dou theta by dou x at initial position, that is x is equal to 0 is equal to 0, that's not correct, and theta of L is equal to 0. This portion is correct, but this option is not correct. And option D, theta of 0 is equal to 0, that is the angle of twist at initial position, that is at this position is 0, that is correct, but dou theta by dou x, that is the shear strain at x is equal to L, that is 0. Okay, that is not 0, there will be some amount of shear strain. So your answer is option B. Okay, now we will go to the next question. This question is also based on the same common data. If the nth mode shape of torsional vibration of the Elon shaft is sine of n pi x by L. Okay, this is the mode shape. So mode shape is in the is a function of sine of n pi x by L. Then nth natural frequency of vibration is given by. Okay, so in the previous lecture, I have discussed about the governing equation. This is the governing equation, and we have something called general solution. Okay, so when you substitute the boundary condition in the general solution, we will be getting the value of natural frequency. Okay, so we have to substitute the value of boundary condition in the general solution. Okay, so in this question number 2, they haven't given the boundary condition, but in the previous question they have given that the shaft is fixed at both end. So we can assume that this particular question, the boundary condition of question number 2 will be the boundary condition of question number 1. So we have to take the boundary condition of the previous question. Since this is a common data question, we can do like that. Okay, if it is some other question, they will be given the boundary condition. So the only thing is you have to understand that we have to substitute the value of boundary condition in the general solution, and from that we have to derive the equation for natural frequency. We will do that now. Okay, now we have this governing equation, dou square theta by dou t square is equal to g into j by I, dou square theta by dou x square. We discussed in the previous lecture, and I can convert g j by I as a square is equal to g j by I. Okay, this is the governing equation we discussed in the previous lecture, and this is the general solution. Theta is equal to a sin omega t plus b cos omega t into c into sin omega by a into x plus d into cos omega by a into x. Okay, we will substitute the value of boundary condition in this general solution. Then we will derive the equation for natural frequencies. Okay, so the first boundary condition is at x is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0, theta is equal to 0. Okay, so we have a shaft and we are fixing the shaft at both ends, and at x is equal to 0, the value of angle of twist is equal to 0. Okay, so we substitute the boundary condition here. I can get 0 is equal to a sin omega t plus b cos omega t into c sin omega a into the value of x is 0, that will be 0, plus d cos the value of x is 0. I can write cos of 0. Okay, I could have written here 0. Okay, now here this value cannot be equal to 0. Okay, this value cannot be equal to 0. Therefore, we have the value of theta as 0. Theta is the final answer of theta is 0. But a sin omega t plus b cos omega t cannot be equal to 0. Okay, I have told you in the previous lecture. Therefore, sin this term should be equal to 0. Okay, and you can see sin 0, here it will be sin 0 because the value of x is 0. Sin 0 will be equal to 0, and cos 0 is equal to 1. Okay, so this is c sin omega, that will be c sin of 0. Okay, so from this equation I can write the value of d should be equal to 0 here. Okay, by substituting the first boundary condition, I can conclude that the value of d should be equal to 0 to satisfy this entire equation to be 0. Okay, do you got the idea? See, c sin omega a into x plus d cos omega a into x should be equal to 0. When you substitute the value of x as 0, this will be sin of 0. Sin of 0 is 0. Then it will be cos of 0. Cos of 0 is 1. So I can write the value of d as 0. Okay. Therefore, this equation will be becoming 0. Finally, the value of theta will be equal to 0. Okay. So from the first boundary condition, I got the value of d as 0. Now I will substitute at x is equal to L, theta is equal to 0. So I can write theta, that is theta is equal to a sin omega t plus b cos omega t c of sin omega by a into x. Okay, because the value of d is 0 from the previous step. So I can write theta is equal to A sine omega t plus B cos omega t into C sine omega by A. Instead of x I had substitute L. Okay, so this value cannot be equal to 0, so I can write C sine omega by A into L should be equal to 0. Okay, C cannot be equal to 0. I can write sine of omega by A into L should be equal to 0. Okay, now the function sine is 0 in terms of n pi. Okay, the function sine, so I can write sine omega L by A, this should be equal to 0. Therefore omega L by A should be equal to n into pi. Okay, the function sine is 0 in terms of n into pi. Okay, the value of sine 180 is 0 and the value of 2 pi sine 2 pi is equal to 0. Now you can see omega from this equation, omega is equal to n pi A by L. Okay, so you got the value of omega. That's it, we solved the equation. Okay, so omega is equal to n pi by L, and what is the value of A? A square is G J by I, so A will be G into J by I. This is the value of natural frequency of a shaft which is fixed at both the end. Okay, so you can find out the written notes which I am using in the lectures in the description box. Okay, it is now available for download. You can check out that, and if you have any doubt you can ask in the comment section. If you require any other videos in propulsion or flight mechanics, I am working on aerospace structures and propulsion now. I will do that for space dynamics also. Okay, so thank you for listening. Take care. See you in the next video next Monday.